Okay, it started recording. So I'll just start off with once you sign in. So when you sign in, I'm actually signed in as you right now. I see your
Okay.
email at the top right corner. When you sign in, this is what you will see. You will see, once it's published, you will see it in green. You will see your website, but right now we just have it named so that we can identify your website on our end.
Okay.
But when you go in, you will actually start to be able to see stats. So the overview stats is this right here.
Okay.
There is going to be a desktop view, a tablet view, and a cell phone view. And you will start to see statistics numbers on how many people visit through desktop and how many people visit through the tablet and cell phone, which is the mobile view.
Okay.
So that'll be pretty neat to be able to see. You'll start to see the numbers there. Next is form responses. So this website does have forms available to where they can enter in their information and submit a form.
Okay. Is it used through OSV, the OSV hub?
It is not. That's why I was just going to mention, we do recommend that you use OSV Hub.
Okay.
So I'm logged in right now into your account because I do see that you have online giving. The forms, oh, it looks like you do have forms.
Yeah, we've got lots of them.
Well, great. Then I don't have to explain it as much. So yeah, so we recommend that you use this instead of the embedded one into this website because you can't collect payment like you can with our forms in our Sunday Visitor.
Okay.
You can, you know that you can collect payment through these forms. You can void and refund the transactions. So a lot more capabilities in the one in this website. So you would probably just see this blank.
Okay. So I'm just writing the notes down real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
And then when you're trying to get logged in, you will click this little preview button if you would like to preview your website. So it opens up a new web tab and you can actually view the desktop, tablet, and cell phone view. So as you see here, I can see each view and I can actually interact with the desktop view. So it'll take me to, let's see if my computer will load. There we go. It'll take you to the pages itself. So if you're wanting to interact with it and see what it looks like, you can click the buttons on the actual devices. So you can view this as well. So when you go in to edit the website, you will want to click this red edit button.
Okay, so preview is just to preview the 3, and then edit is to make changes, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and click edit. And now we are in the edit mode for the website. Oh, I see you did put St. Jude. That's awesome. So we are in the edit mode. As you can see, the difference between this new website and Radius is as you're making changes, you're adding it to the actual website and you can see what you are doing.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So that is the big difference and we love it. So if you need to change the font to the welcome, you can see the different fonts. In Radius, we've heard that it's been kind of difficult to see the different kind of fonts, colors, and things like that. So
okay, I'm going to ask you a question on that font. Is there a chance to upload my own font in there? Like, I know there's one that he likes that's not a standard font, but I can find it on the web and download it onto you know, Word or whatever and use it there. But I was just wondering if I can upload it to this website and use it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Let me double check on that question for you.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you can get back to me. Yeah, that's fine.
Let me write that down. Alrighty, yeah. Let me get back to you on that question. That's a good question.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Alrighty, so moving on. So I'm going to start here at the top left. So in this website, you can navigate through the platform. So when I click down, you can navigate. This is a navigation bar up at the top. So you can click on newcomers and it will take you to the newcomers page.
Okay.
You can, the second place is as well as on the actual website. So if I click on Our Faith, it will actually take you to Our Faith. That's the second place. The third place is pages on the left-hand side, and you can click on the home page and it will take you there. So there's 3 different places that can be used to help you navigate through your website while you're editing. Top left on the actual website and on the left-hand side.
Okay.
And then to edit, you will actually want to look at each view. So as you're making changes, when you click on the tablet, because it's smaller, it will shrink it down a little bit. So you want to make sure that it looks as appropriate as you would like it to, especially for the cell phone, because it does need to make it smaller to fit to the cell phone. So as you can see, you don't have the navigation, you would click on the side menu bar. So that you would just want to look and make sure that it looks as what you would like it to. And then you would just click each up at the top left. Desktop.
Okay, so let
tablet.
me just ask you a quick question. And am I basically going to need to format each of the 3? So the website, the computer page, the tablet page, the phone page?
Nope. So as I make changes to the desktop, it will be added to the tablet and the cell phone. If you do
I just want to make sure that I liked how it looks on those. Is that what you're saying?
Right. So for example, if you add a big text to the desktop and the cell phone doesn't look as good, it will recognize that. And if you make changes to the cell phone view, it will just keep those changes for the cell phone view.
Okay, perfect. All right.
But if you add anything to the desktop, it will still add it to the
others.
Tablet, to the others, yes.
Okay.
Next is a little search bar at the top right. So if you have any questions, you can always search and see if you can view an article of what you're trying to do. So that is where you would search. If this is not being helpful, I did send you the church website's email. That is our email. If you have any questions, if you're trying to edit the website, you can just contact us through email or give us a call. So this is not your only source of help. We are more than happy to help you edit the website.
Okay. Okay.
And then the little icon, it says info and tools. This will be neat to use if you ever need to share the link. So let's say, for example, the website is ready to go. You can click on preview link, copy this link, and let's say you need to forward it to the pastor. He would just click on it, copy and paste it, and it will take him to just the preview. So they don't have to have a login to view the website. So he can just start to preview it and see if he likes it.
Okay.
From the beginning where I told you to view the stats, here is the second place that you can view the statistics of who is viewing it through the desktop or the tablet.
Okay.
And then moving on to the little comment section. Here is a little cloud. When you click on it, on the right-hand side, it opened the little comments box. So between you and Lisa, this is only, I'm sorry, Lisa and Krista, between the editors, you guys can leave comments behind for one another. So if I click on this little add comment button, I can click anywhere on the screen. So for example, if I want to click here, do you like this? Should we change colors? Anything that you need to leave behind for her to see. You can leave comments to communicate with one another. You can submit and it will be added to your comments log where that little number 1 is. I can close out of it. Go ahead.
So where's the comments log? Is that
right here?
Okay.
So you click on this little side menu. There's add a comment, your comments log.
Yeah, right.
So
Okay, and then can I also do that to the pastor or no?
Only those that have access to log into the website or to edit the website. So if the pastor would like access, we can get him a login, and you can definitely do that.
Okay, yeah, I don't worry about it at this point. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but this is only between editors.
Okay.
And then next is what you'll probably see or be using a lot more. We have this little check mark, and we have the undo button, which is the back button, or the redo button, so the forward button. So for example, to show you what this does is on Radius, when you're in Radius making changes to the website, you click on edit. And then when you are done making changes, you either publish or save as draft. If you click cancel, it won't save it. If you have to either click save as draft or publish so that it can make the changes on the website. For instance, if I were to make changes, I added this to the website and it's saving it for me automatically.
Okay.
As you're making changes, it'll be saving it for you automatically. You do not have to click a button that says save as draft.
Okay, so it's live saving.
Live saving, correct.
Yeah, okay.
If you need to go back, you just click the back button. Here's my mouse. Click the back button. I click the undo back button and it'll remove that. If I want to go forward, I go forward, it'll do that. So one thing to keep in mind, right now I can go back, but if I go to a different page, those changes will, I can't go forward on back because essentially it's saying that you've made the changes for the new that home page and you went to a new page. So for example, I can still go back, but let's say I want to make changes now to newcomers. Maybe. There we go. So I went to newcomers. I can't go forward or back because there's no history. Right? I went to a new page. If I go back to the home page, I don't have that history. So when you move on to a new page, the history refreshes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So now I can't go back. I can't undo this. So I'll click on this text and I will delete make change. And I will let that save.
Okay.
Next is the HTML, CSS. If you are interested in coding, you can click on the HTML, CSS and look at the coding. If you have any questions, you can let us know, but you're more than welcome to take a look at that.
Okay.
And then preview here is the second place from the beginning where I showed you. You can share the link so that people can see it. This is where you can preview the website and view what it looks like.
Okay.
And then you can view each mobile, desktop, tablet.
Okay.
You would click back to editor to get back to editing the website.
Okay.
Once we make this live and publish the website, it'll say republish, and it'll forever say republish. So how I showed you, when you make changes to the website, you will want to make them go live. So in Radius, we made changes, we want to go ahead and publish them.
Right, right.
So we will want to click republish and let it go live.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the top. Hi, Krista. Just to let you know, I am recording this, so you will be able to see the beginning of what we spoke about. I'll upload it to YouTube and send you the link. So that was the top bar. Now I'm going to go to the left-hand side. So on the left-hand side, a lot of the times we get questions if the templates can be, the colors and the fonts can be changed. Yes, they can be changed. You just chose a template that we can start with something. With that, you will want to change your colors, fonts that are already set on design, under design. So if you need to change your text, this is really neat because you can set the default. So for example, this welcome is header 1. So that is this example right here. So you have header 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you can go within each of these and make the default. So for example, I'm going to click on welcome, and here you see that it's using header 1, the settings for header 1. And then here are all of the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Paragraph is the main font, which is right here. Paragraph. So this is the settings that they use for paragraph. And you can change that for all throughout the website.
Okay.
So if you're needing to change that, you can change that. The global buttons. So whenever we add a button, this is what it's set to. It's the little square. You can add and change it to any of these options. You can have the border. So for example, it's a dark blue, but this button is specific to they actually made changes to this button. So just because you have your settings set for what you add to a button, you can definitely change it though. So let me find button, see if I can find one. So that's there it is. So the background color is no color. The border is dark blue. When you hover over the button, it'll be a dark blue.
Okay.
So that's what it's set to. For instance, this button at the top specifically is set to a white background. So it's kind of the opposite, but you can change the settings for a specific button.
Okay, I got it.
Site background. You can choose the background colors for either the whole website or each page. So for the home page, you can make it go all black if you wanted to, for example. So that you can change the colors for the background. So that is global design. You can also choose the layout of how you would like the website to look like. So right now we have it set to the navigation at the top, and you have these other options for the desktop, for the tablet, and for the mobile. So you can choose those. Next is pages. So as you see here, did you add these? No, I don't think you did. This is already added. So for example, you see the home page, and now you see the welcome. The welcome has sub menu. It has a sub menu, right? So in order to create that, you can do up to 2 sub menus. Here we have under our faith, and then we can choose another sub menu. So you can go up to 2,
Okay.
up to 2. The way that looks like on this end is under our faith. This is what that looks like. So we have our faith, we have the sub menu, and then another sub menu. The way that you do that is you click and drag. So for example, I'm going to click and hold on our news, and I'm going to move it a little bit towards the right, and I'm going to have it go under contact. So there's our news. If I wanted it to go one more, I click and hold and drag it out a little bit more to the right, and it'll go to the sub.
Okay.
Now, if I want to take it out, I can click and hold and take it out.
Okay. And can I drag it back to where I wanted it to as well? I don't. Okay.
Click and hold, and then you drag. So it's all of this is click, hold, and drag.
Okay.
Now it's there.
Perfect.
So go ahead.
And then add new page is probably pretty self-explanatory, I would imagine. Just click and add new page.
So here, what you'll most commonly use is a blank page, which will just have the header. So we're going to do test page. Add. It's going to add at the very bottom, and it's going to add it to the navigation menu. As you see here, it has the header and the footer. It's just the content is a blank. Another one that you might use is a page URL. This sometimes is used for the online giving. So what you would do is you would type in online giving for the title, and you can copy and paste the online giving website for when they click on the button, it'll take them straight to the online giving.
Okay, and then it would go straight to that page that we have already, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So it'll take if you copy and paste this link, it'll take them to your online giving. So you would just paste that in there.
Okay, perfect.
And then our services is used for an about page. You already have one for this template. So, but if you wanted to use the rest of these are templates. So our services is commonly used for an about us, contact us page, portfolio, project page, or landing page. These 3 are used for a home page. You already have a home page based on the template that you chose, but if you wanted to change it, you can. So these you'll commonly use. These at the bottom, you probably won't use. Real estate, just a different kind of page.
Right.
The most common blank and page URL. So what we're going to do is use this test page, and we're going to do widgets.
Okay.
Once you start to use widgets, you will see frequently used for yourself. As you start to create and use widgets, it'll be also then the most popular that are used.
Okay.
So these will start to be created as you start to add things to the website.
This is very similar to Constant Contact.
Yeah.
But more choices. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basics, all of these you click, hold, and drag. So if I want to add a text, let's say I want to add a large header title. So large title header 1, click, drag, and we're going to do, we'll do faith formation, for example. Okay. It's using header 1. And then I want to use a text, click, hold, and drag. It'll be the paragraph settings that I showed you in the design.
Right, right.
Faith formation. And then you can use header 3. So this is kind of a subtitle.
Okay.
So as you can see, as I'm moving my mouse, I can see where it will go. And I want it to go underneath more information.
Okay.
Subtitle for faith formation. This is using style header 3.
Okay.
I can make it bold, italicize, underline. I can do all of that. Okay. Next, a button. If I want to add a button, I want to add it underneath. Click here to go to home. So we're going to have it go, you can have it go to an existing page. So any of these pages. Okay. You can have it go to a URL. So like the online giving page. Okay. Another common one that you might use is type in the email address, and when they click on it on their cell phone, it'll pop up their email. Right, right. Okay. Click to call. If they're on their cell phone, you can type in the phone number, and when they click on it, it will dial that for them on their cell phone. Okay. File for download. If you PDF file, you can add your PDF file. Okay, just upload those and yeah, there we go. All right. And select. So that is the button. You can also specifically add file, which is just a button only for a PDF file. So this button that I just added had all of the above, what I just showed you, and then this one is only to download a PDF. Okay, and so on that file for downloading a PDF, is it just like a little button there, or is it like, how does it show what it comes up like? Oh, there. Okay, there you go. Perfect. All right. Yep. So file, it already has download file for you. You can change the title, but it's already set for a file. Right, right. Okay, perfect. And as you see here, every time you add anything, you always have a pop-up. So you can choose content. Content will always be the what you're adding to the button, to the text. Design is what it looks like. So remember, content is what information you're adding to it. Design is what it's going to look like. Okay, so that's basically preview. Design is preview, basically. Right. Okay. Next, a list. If you need to create a list of information, content is what you'll have for it. So here it shows all of the above. You can add an image, title, information, and a link. If you wanted to change it to a button, if you did not want a button, If you did not want an image, it will remove that for you. When
Okay.
you click on design, you can then choose the two different options
Okay.
and change that. When you click on the content, you're going to build your list, and here you can change your list. So I can remove, I can add, and then when I want to specifically change, I click on the item I want to change.
Okay.
I want to remove this widget because I don't want it anymore. So I'm going to wait until I get that blue border and click the red X, and it'll go away.
Okay.
Next, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So what this means is if you want to space things out evenly, I want to add a column. So what that does is right now, this is one column technically. Two columns.
This one column, right?
Yep, 3 columns. If I want to move this button, I can move it into this column. I can move the second one into this column.
Oh, okay.
So it divides it for you evenly. If I want subtitle faith formation, I'll move it into this column.
Okay.
So you can have up to 4 columns. So for here, if I right click, I can change the settings. I want to add a column. So those are your two options.
Okay.
You can right click and add columns, or you can use the widgets to add columns.
Okay.
Countdown. If you needed a countdown, you would just type in the date range. Maybe for New Year's, for Christmas time, you can add a countdown and it will count down the time for you. That's a little fun widget. Table. I'm going to add it underneath. This one, if you need to add any information, as you click and delete, it'll delete it for you right away. And then it will also remove the row.
Okay.
Row, if you add new, it'll add a new row.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep, so you'll just add the information to the widget and it will make it happen for you on the actual. So let's say I want to delete all of this again. Now it's just the 2.
Okay.
In design, you can change the colors. I want to change the header to the dark blue that the template has.
Okay.
So you can change those. I want to add a border. You can do all of the above.
All right.
Next. Tabs. If you need to add any sort of information, you can create tabs, add more tabs. You can show image. You can remove the image. You can replace the image, change the title. It's using header 4. Those are the 6 header options that you have set to. Design.
Okay.
You
So
can
that
choose.
shows up just like that on the website, not up above, right? And there's just different tabs within that square box, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. There's the image. Right. Perfect. Okay.
You can change the design. Of the tabs. Yep. So some churches use this to display mass times, English, if they have English, and then Spanish mass, or the
Okay.
multiple mass times, or
confession or whatever, right? Yeah.
yep. So just having to go through that and getting the information for,
Okay,
they would just click.
good, good. All right.
Let's remove this, make a little room for me. Next, text image. We use this for the staff page. This is an option. If you want to add image of your staff, we use this for the contact page. So here, yeah, here you have a couple pictures already. So you would just select and then change the information. That will change it for you right away. You can change the width. So if you have small text, you can change it, make it look very small. Border. You can put a border around the picture. So image border, background, the frame border means the actual text itself.
Okay. So when I type that information in, like in the old Redix website, when I do a copy paste, you know, I have to go through the whole, this is a Word thing, and you know, if I paste it the wrong way, it puts those funny characters in there. So can it copy and paste here?
Yes.
Or do I have to? Okay. Oh, right
yes.
there. Yeah.
You can copy and paste. Yep. Yes, you can.
Great. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have, because I guess it's just so old, you know, the Radix one is so old that it doesn't like it when you copy and paste big word things.
Yep. It does not. This next one is the accordion. This one, you can add more. You can delete. Churches have used this for sports, so displaying softball, the schedule for softball, and they would just click on the down baseball. You can choose the different designs for it. But this one also.
And so let's say you put one of those in as a question. Say, like you said, you have a base softball team, which we don't, but that's okay. I'm using it for an example. So they click on the down button, they read some more information. Can I put a click here to register kind of button on there?
Yes.
On that down, okay.
Yep, so we would here we can click here to go to, and then you can link that little link.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right.
Yeah. Next. Copyright, it's just the copyright symbol. So if you ever need to have the copyright symbol and then the company that you need to copyright, that's right there ready for you. Image, it's just adding an image. So you can add 4 columns, but here it's just adding a basic image. You can link it. You can make it smaller. I would just want to make it smaller. So this is just for adding an image. The next one is a slideshow. It's the image slider. So this one, you can have a slideshow of images. So I can delete. And I can add a whole bunch. And it will, in design, I can choose, because of the format, it will have it to where you can see it all. So if you want to show the full image, you would want to find the button that says display full image, and it will have a border for you to be able to see the images. So if I overlay color, I don't want that. So it'll be clear, nice and white. The layout, as you can see, there's some text. If you just want the slideshow with just pictures, you can do that as well.
Okay.
You can make the width skinnier,
Okay.
bigger. You can make it taller.
Nice to be able to see that real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's slideshow. Next. And now we're in media. So we just did the basics. Now we're in media. Photo gallery.
Okay.
This is a photo gallery right here. So a photo gallery is a bunch of images put together to see it all at once and not a slideshow. So
not a slideshow. And then looks like I can link those if I want to have somebody click on one and get information, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
Exactly. And then, and you can have more than just 4 pictures. Icon is kind of a button. I'm going to remove this. Icon, you can search for an image. So choose the icon. You have all of these options. So church, it can give you a little symbol. And you can link this to a specific page, the same thing, website, file, the shape.
And it looks like you can add your own SVGs on there. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah. And then
that's awesome.
The other, so icon shape is the same thing. You can link anything. It's just shapes. So square, triangle, circle, instead of an icon.
Okay, perfect.
A video, this is for YouTube. So if you need to copy and paste the YouTube link.
Okay.
You
or
click.
Vimeo or whatever it is.
Yep, you just copy and paste the YouTube link.
Okay.
And they'll be able to.
That would be where I do my live stream. That's where I would put it. If we have a live stream button from Vimeo, I just put on there. Okay, perfect.
Yep. And then before and after, this is maybe for renovations or something like that. If you want to show, or I know for grade school, maybe the first day of school and then the last day of school, just kind of just show 2 pictures at once, before and after. Audio, do you have podcasts?
We don't, but it's nice to see that it's there if we ever do.
Yep, you would just be able to use this audio widget. Next is the business and social. So these 2, you're more than welcome to use, but they're mostly for, like, I don't think you have a restaurant menu. So if you ever need to look and try to use any of these, they are available for you. Do you have a calendar?
Well, that's really super interesting. Yes and no.
Okay.
We are using an old, what should we use? It's got to be one of your guys, and it's like archaic. It's so bad. And I think that we're waiting to get the website and our database upgraded through the diocese database upgrade. So it looked like they were going to be going with Google Calendars.
Yep, that'd be perfect. So the widget, you would use Google Calendar.
Okay.
When you go to Google Calendar and you add it, all you do is sign in to the Gmail account, and it will ask you which calendar. So in your Gmail account, you can have multiple calendars. So you can create a calendar specifically for St. Jude Catholic Church, and you will just select it, and it will show all the events that you have inputted into that calendar.
Okay, so when you say separate events, is it better just to do St. Jude's in general, or do like one for St. Jude and like a general, and do one for Faith Formation and one for Knights of Columbus?
I would just do one for St. Jude and add everything to that, because then you'll have to have separate calendars. So if you St. Jude,
all right.
if you add everything for, let's say, sports, faith formation, religious education, all in St. Jude, it will show up everything.
Okay.
So I would recommend one calendar for all your events so that it can show into this one calendar. So it'll, as you see, this is an example. So Red Sox at 4 a.m., 5 p.m., Yankees. So you'll be able to see, and it'll organize it for the times.
Yeah, and each one can have their different color or whatever. Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
Great.
So these are the widgets. Next, I will show you content. So what you'll use here is content. Site content is one of the most things that you'll use from this folder. This is where you can manage your images. So in Radius, you would go to media.
Right.
Here you will go to content, site content,
Okay.
and you can see your images. You can upload them from here. You can actually view the free images that we have available for you as well.
Okay.
So you can use any of those files. You can manage your files through here, upload, delete files, click that red X. It'll be content, site content.
Okay.
Let's see here, business information. You did add the logo to your church. Business information, I would look at that and make sure the address, it looks like the name and the address is still for Our Sunday Visitor.
Okay.
You added some photos and some emails, that's awesome. So that is, let's see here. Yeah, you added the St. Jude logo, and then at the bottom here, this is where you can just click.
Okay.
And edit. Click and edit the email. You don't have to have that. You can just click and delete if you don't want that. Here you can click and change the address.
Okay.
So as you see here, you can do it from here, or you can go to the content library and change. Let me show you where that's at. Content. Library. Let's see here. Business text. None of these will probably you probably won't use any of these. Just the business info and site content.
Okay.
Next is personalize. So with this new website, you can create pop-ups. The most common one you'll use is build your own. You're more than welcome to look through all of these options. There are many, but the most frequent one is build your own. So when you create your pop-up, this is, a lot of churches like to use this for when like church is canceled due to weather. As you create it, you can choose pop-up. It'll show up immediately to the home page. Okay. And when you're ready to edit, this is what it looks like. You can add a widget. So this adds a button to it. This has a paragraph. Okay. You can remove or add more, but here I'm going to click church. Yeah. Canceled due to weather. Please call. You can add anything that you want.
Okay.
Settings, pop-up settings. You can change the width, color, maybe a bright blue so that it, however you would like it. Once you click done, you can
and then add
the name. Go ahead.
I was going to say it, so you can't, that doesn't look like you can set it. You have to just go in and cancel it when you want to take it down, right? It's not like I can say stop playing and 3 hours or whatever.
Actually, you do have to go in and deactivate it.
Okay.
So here it's good. Settings, deactivate.
Excuse me. Okay.
So we can preview what it'll look like on your website. I'm on it. And then it'll kind of gray it out and say church canceled due to weather.
Good.
And they'll have the little X. So we're going to go back from viewing that. I'm going to go ahead and delete it because if you were to publish your website, it'll do it. So let's get rid of that. When you personalize and create a pop-up, this is actually also another place you'll be able to see it. So if you deactivate it, it'll be deactivated. The only thing you can do here is rename that pop-up if you need to. You can duplicate it, or you can just delete it. And personalize, I would just remember here's where you can edit the settings, edit what it does, deactivate it, change the colors. This is just to see what pop-ups you have.
Okay.
More just informal rather than managing it.
Okay.
E-commerce and app store, you actually won't see that. That's just on my end.
Okay.
Do you guys have a blog?
We do not.
Okay. If you're ever interested in this, yes, if you're ever interested, you can always contact us. Some churches are thinking maybe of starting a blog. You can use this for your newsletters if you wanted to post newsletters. We had a church that uses blogs and we had to transfer over 250 for Mandarin and English. So whatever you need it for, you can create a blog. Think about it as a newsletter. If you wanted to post newsletters, this is more incorporated with the website. So you can manage your posts. You can create, you can edit the layout of the blog. So this is an example. You post your title, if the pastor wants to start creating content, and here he'll just start adding the content. You don't have to have this. As you can see, you can just remove it. But if they ever need to click on for Facebook or so it's a pretty neat tool. You don't have to use it, but it's there for you as part of the new website. I'm going to click done.
Great option, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you ever think of doing it and need some help starting it, just let us know.
Yeah. Or I guess I'd like to look and see it, some of them, to get an idea of what they use them for. But I can probably look that up on the web.
I can actually show you one right now. I can get you a website.
Okay. Or, if you want to email it or something to me, whatever works for you.
Okay. And then lastly, settings. All of this, if you ever have any questions, let us know. But the one thing you'll use most commonly is backup site. So settings, backup site. This in Radius, the only thing you really can do is show deleted pages. So here, show deleted pages, and you can restore them. You cannot do that in this new platform. What you can do is, for example, it looks like you've already done some things to the website. And so you can restore. So today I added a couple things. This is today right now. The reason why it has something for today is because I added a test page. I did a couple things. So I'm actually going to delete this test page. But because of that, it has a place where you can restore. So tomorrow for the 28th, if you needed to restore what happened today, you can do that. So let's say some things that I added today, you were just unsure and you just want to go back to what it was yesterday, you can do that. Or April 19th, you can restore what the website was on these days.
Yeah.
So that'll be something that you might use. Other than that, that's pretty much the website. Do you have any questions for me?
Um, well, thank you for listening to the questions along the way, first of all.
Yeah. Oh,
And yeah, so like, what do you think my plan of it, like, what's the best way to go about my plan of attack here?
So real quick, just to answer your question, I did get an answer back. It looks like you can't upload fonts.
Okay, perfect. It looked like it when you were showing me one of those, maybe content or something, or pages, one of those that has where you can change the font style.
Yeah, so you would just use right here, font.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
So the plan of attack, we actually have interns that move your content. So in the email of where I sent you, it said up to 10 hours of migration, moving my content migration.
Right.
So what that means is we have a team that moves the information on your homepage, on your welcome page, on your faith sacraments, parish life, all of that we added. So what I like to ask is if there's anything on your website that you, like for example, calendar, we can add the calendar page under bulletins and calendar and just leave it blank until you're ready to add the Google Calendar. Let's see here. So if you know that you would like us to just move your website, we can just go ahead and move everything over.
Okay, so on the calendar, the only calendar that you can upload is the Google Calendar. There's no way to change it. Like on the old one, it's a pain in the neck, but you have to go in and put every single thing in there.
Right.
Right. I took it all down because from COVID, we weren't doing anything over here, and I just haven't ever updated again because we're still kind of just opening up. But so on the new one, it's either Google Calendar or no calendar. Is that correct?
Correct. Some churches like to use the accordion. It would be something that you would have to update. But let me show you. So for the accordion, they put the dates, and if there's an event going on, they use this to put the date and what's going on.
Yeah, and that might be good for those big things that are happening, like if we have the parish appreciation dinner or something,
Right. Yep.
But that's a regular calendar. It would be Google. Okay, well, that's good to know. I think that's something that I'm going to have to figure out what to do there.
But if you would like to, we can just start to move everything over, and then once we're done moving everything over, you can look over the new website and let us know what changes, because what we would do, we would just move all of this over. So all of this.
And and then the old website will still be available to me while you're migrating the new website, correct?
Yes, until the new website is to your liking, to your expectations, and you're ready to publish it, we can go ahead and publish. Radius will still be up. If you need to add anything to Radius for school or anything update, you can still make update and changes to Radius.
Okay, yeah, because I usually do updates every Thursday or Friday.
Yep.
So
you can still do that.
There will be some changes, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Think of it as Radius. Nothing has happened. Radius is still normal for you. Just continue doing what you're doing until you're ready for the new website. Then Radius will go away.
Okay, and so will you reach out to me when they've done their migration, so I know when to just check every tab and make sure everything looks good?
Yep, I will let you know once it's done, and I'll have you look over it and give me any comments, any feedback, see what we need to fix, what else we need to fix.
Yeah, that's great. And so I don't know if I can give you some, like on the calendars, you have to go in and delete every event separately. And I don't know that I did that. And I just, at this point, it's not worth
So
yeah,
what,
you don't need to transfer any of that stuff over.
okay, for
'Cause
calendar?
it's all like 2 years old, you know.
Yeah, okay.
And then, see on forms. Okay, well, I can still get to Radius. Yeah, so the forms are old. I don't use them. I usually use OSV, but like originally I had to use them. And so if somebody comes and says, I need a form for Vacation Bible School, I can pull up the old form from Radius and say, well, this is the information. It's just so bad that, you know, I mean, it was good for when I'm sure back in the day it was probably, you know, streamlined and, you know, state of the art, but now it's not. And an OSV hub is a lot easier to deal with.
Right.
Yeah, so, but I don't know that we need to transfer over those forms that were on the Radius website.
So, for example,
Yeah.
what we will do is everything on the homepage, everything in welcome. So this register is a form under OSV. So we'll make sure to link that form.
Yeah.
Sacraments, let's see here.
Those are just mostly information only, and I think they might have some links. So, oh, okay, there is one on sacraments. So go to baptism. Yeah. And
Yep.
then I think, so the godparent baptism registration is a, yeah, so it's a PDF file. It's not a form.
Yep.
And
So,
I mean, can they do that, or should I make it into OSV form, or how should I handle that? That's kind of been on my list of things to do anyway. So
if you want it, we can make it into let me make sure it's not already.
it's not. I know it's not.
Okay. Yeah, if you want, we can make those two into forms.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
we can just add buttons for them to click on for right now and have them click on.
Yeah, and maybe what else? I mean, so the person who did the baptism that way, she is no longer here, and the new person was asking me about them, and I thought, well, maybe I should just go and make new forms, and I can do OSV Hub on that and make new forms for them.
Yeah, whatever.
I think that might be the best thing to do. Okay, I'll just make a note to myself on the baptism registrations. I mean, if maybe we can touch bases on that, you know, get all the rest of it done first. And if we have extra time, you can make the forms. If not, I can do it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, and then one other question on so the old forms that were on there. So when I first started online parish registration, it was on the old OSV forms, and it seems like those records are still in OSV. Does that make sense? So they're not on OSV Hub. They're not on OSV Hub. They're on the Radix website. Yeah. So go there. And then do you like? Oh, maybe I have some. Yeah, the form vault. There you go. And the one that I'm really concerned with is the parish registration, possibly the faith from the adult confirmation. But those are all records from people who registered online.
So you can download it, a PDF version, Excel version, and save it.
So just download everything.
I would do that.
Before
yes.
It goes over. Okay. All right. Download. Okay. All right. I will do that. Good. Okay.
Alrighty.
I don't know that I have any other information or questions. I think everything else is
okay. No problem.
I'll done. Yeah.
Let me stop this recording.